Right, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to do, it's going to be a very comprehensive user guide to the seafoam fuel and engine cleaner. It's going to be a 5-part treatment video, and I'm going to go into much more detail than any other video I've seen on YouTube before. A lot of YouTube videos, they just say put half a bottle in, put this in, put that in. No, I'm going to be a lot more specific. Anyway, cue the intro. I'll get straight down to it. Right, so the first thing off the back, it's an American product, seafoam, and that's one of the first things that I want to address. Because it's an American product, their US gallon and the Imperial gallon, quarts, all that sort of stuff, it's different. It's different from the UK is to America. So when I talk on the video, I'm going to use both formulas, because like a US gallon is 3.8 litres, a UK gallon is 4.5 litres. So it kind of makes a lot of difference. I mean, if you've got a GSXR like I have, you fill the tank up to 18 litres. In the UK, that's 4 gallons. In the America, that's 4.7 gallons. So, you know, it's nearly a gallon more in America than what it is in the UK. And it's the same as when it says like add 1 quart. An American quart is 946 millilitres, which is nearly a litre. Well, an Imperial quart is 870 millilitres. So you can see what I mean straight away. It does make quite a bit of a difference. Anyway, let's get down to treatment 1. Treatment 1, what you want to do, I'm going for quite an intense treatment. If you were just going to run this in your fuel every day, you'd put in 1 ounce. That's 1 fluid ounce, by the way, which is 29.5 millilitres. So you put 1 fluid ounce in for every gallon. Well, I'm presuming, because it's an American brand, they're talking American gallons. So I'm going to refer to, when they, on the instructions, when it says gallon, I'm going to refer to it as American gallons, not English gallons or UK gallons. But I'm going to do a bit of a thorough, more intense clean. So I'm going to put 2 ounces in for every gallon. So I've got about, I'd say I got about 9 litres of fuel in my tank. So 9 litres in US gallons is about just over 2 gallons. Probably 2.5 gallons actually. So it's got 2.5 gallons in. I need to put 5 fluid ounces in. So 5 fluid ounces will be, I mean, it's 29.5, so I'm going to round it up. It'll be 5 times 30 mil. So in the tank straight away, I'm going to have to put 150 mil in. And that's just to run through. You want to just run it through just to make it start doing what it's got to do. That's going to be part 1. So let's go over to the bike and I'll show you part 1. Right then, first treatment, like I said, it's only a guess of how much fuel I've got in there at the moment. If it was a full tank, a GSXR holds 18 litres. So if it had 18 litres in, you know, I'd put the full dose in. But there's about 10 litres in mine, which is about 2.5 gallons US. And like I say, if I did that into UK gallons, it'd only be 2 gallons. So if I went to the instructions, I'd only put 4 fluid ounces in instead of 5. So I'd be like 30 mil too short. So, yeah. So if you've got 10 litres in, put 150 mil of this in. Got one of those like caps on the top. Your finger was too big to get in there. So, I mean, this has actually got fluid ounces and stuff. So I'll do it as fluid ounces, measure it up to 5 fluid ounces. So there we go, that's 5 fluid ounces. And like I say, this is treatment 1. So let's go over to the bike. So get your 5 fluid ounces, tip it straight into the tank. So now what I'm going to do is start the bike up. If you've got any garage, make sure you've got the exhaust pointing out the back, because it could get a bit smoky. But you start it up, let it run for about 5 minutes, and just keep blipping the throttle. So what you want to do, give the bike a bit of a shake as well first, shake all the fuel about, mix it up. Then you want to get the sea foam into the carbs, and then when you blip the throttle, it will take it up into the main jet. Start cleaning your needles and stuff like that. So I'll quickly do that. I'm not going to run you right through it. I'll just start it up and show you how much smoke comes out of it and stuff like that. Let's say this is stage 1. Right, off camera, I've just got it up to temperature. So that's what you want to do. You want to get it up to running temperature first, and then once it gets up to there, start blipping the throttle. I'll put the camera down the back so you see how much smoke comes out of it. There's not actually that much, because like say, because I put the correct amount in instead of just chucking half a bottle in there. It's too much, that is. And what this first stage, what that'll do is, when it's sitting in the carbs now, just sitting there, it'll actually go to work. It's not as aggressive, but it does work. As in, like, if you leave it for about 2 or 3 days, you'll find next time you go out, once it clears itself through, it'll smoke a little bit, but then it will smooth out the idle, make it run a lot better. So let's put the camera at the back, I'll just show you that. So that was stage 1. Stage 2 is through the air intake. You want to get some of the sea foam into the air intake, because when you're doing it through just the fuel, it's only the fuel side of the system that's getting treated. So where it sucks in through your air, your pilot air jets and things like that, that's not getting anything. I mean, you get a dribble of it because you get a little bit of back. It's just the way the carburettor engines work. So, quickly show you what to do in a second. You can actually buy the sea foam, there's a spray one, which I've not got that one, but that would be better for doing this part. But you can do this part with the one that I've just showed you. You just put it into a spray bottle and just spray it into the intakes. I'll quickly show you how to do it. Right, so let's get it set up. Right, stage 2 is putting it into your air intake. With the GSXR, you're quite lucky because you've got this inspection sort of lid that when you change your filter, you can just take that off, pull your filter out. But let's say each bike, each bike's different, but you know your own bike. But all you want to be doing with this one is you want to take the filter out, and you want to be spraying the product directly into the air intake, so it sucks the sea foam into the air intake. This goes for carburettor and the fuel injection ones, because stage 3 is only really for carburettor. bikes. This is stage 2, by the way. But stage 3 is only really for car bikes. You wouldn't do that stage 3 on a fuel injection bike. So let's just get this cover off, start the bike up, and then I'll show you how to spray it in. Right, once you've took the lid off, you've took your air filter out. Good air filter that is, by the way. It will look like this. So now what you want to do is start your engine up, and you want to spray the seafoam into those red sort of trumpets. On a fuel injection bike, it will be the velocity stacks. You want to spray it into each one, so just go, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I'll show you now anyway. So start it up, let's get it back up to temperature, and we'll go from there. Right then, so just get yourself a normal squirty bottle. Like I say, you can buy the seafoam spray one, which would be, that's what that is for, is to do this, but it's pretty much the same thing. So you get your squirty bottle. I've only put about, you can see how much I put in there. So you do that, start the bike up. Just hoping this thing don't drop down when it's started.
Sorry, babe.
Okay, that was stage 2. I apologise for the way that was done. I had my missus blipping the throttle for me. But you do need 2 people to do that part, because you need somebody to keep constantly like blipping the revs to about 4,000 or 5,000 revs as you spray into the trumpets. And to defend my missus, it was the first time she'd ever actually operated a throttle before. So it's quite funny actually. But so that's for the air intake part. Now the next 3 stages, I'm not actually going to do it because I don't need to do it at the moment. These next 3 stages really are for when you're putting your bike away for the winter, or doing a really thorough clean. But so stage 3 would be to fill your, this is only for carburettor bikes, by the way, this is not for fuel injection bikes. With your carburettor bikes, what you want to do, you'd want to drain the fuel out of your float bowls, and then refill it with the seafoam, and then you'd leave it in there for like 24 hours, 72 hours, the longer the better really, and then you drain it back out again. But I'll just quickly show you for people who don't know how to do it. Okay, for your stage 3, each float bowl has got like a little screw on the bottom. There's one there, and then on the other side I have the same thing. And on the bottom, you can see this like little nipple. So what all you do is put a pipe on there, unscrew this, and then it will drain the fuel out of your float bowl. One word of warning: if you've got one of these like pressurized petcock, you know, that only lets fuel through when your engine's running, then you'll be fine. But if you've got like one with an actual petcock, make sure you turn it off, because if you open that, it's just going to keep feeding and feeding and feeding. So yep, you put your pipe on, empty the fuel out, and then what you'll do is take your main fuel feed and then just pour your seafoam into there, and it'll fill each float bowl. And that's what I say. And then you leave it for 48, whatever, 72. I'd probably leave it in there about 3 days. Drain it out, and then when you turn your petcock back on, or when you turn your bike on with this sort, it'll fill them back up with fresh fuel. So that's part 3. Same again, I'm not going to do part 4 just because I don't need to do it. But this is for the top of your valves. Well, no, sorry, this is more for like your piston and your rings and stuff like that. And what you do is take your airbox off, take your spark plugs out, and then put about between 10 and 20 mil. It's about what? Let me just a quick look. Yeah, I mean 30 mil, 1 fluid ounce per cylinder. Put that in there. Leave the spark plugs out. Same again, leave it for about, I'd leave it for at least 48 hours. But then before you put the spark plugs back in, turn your engine over with the spark plugs out, put a towel over the top, and then it will get rid of all the sea foam that's in your cylinder. Because you don't want to put the spark plugs back in with your sea foam in there and then try and start it, because you might get hydrolock. And it shouldn't cause too much damage, but you just don't want to do it. Hydrolock only really causes damage when you've got your engine up like quite high revs. If you get hydrolock and you've got like 7,000 revs on there, that'll knacker your bottom end bearings. Probably even snap your conrod. But so that's stage 4. Now stage 5, I'm not going to do that as well because I've only just put fresh oil in. Stage 5 is about 100 miles before you know you're going to change your oil. Stick some in your actual oil. And only do this as well. I mean, don't do that before you're going to go for a track day when you're going to rinse the shit out of it. You just do that like just before you're going to change your oil. Oh God, I've never known so many cars come past. It's a cul-de-sac this is. And I bet 8 cars have just come past in the last 4 minutes. And I swear to God. Anyway, so yeah, I want to put some data sheets on in a minute. I'm going to show you something, because people say, oh, don't put it in your oil. It'll cause damage, it'll cause your clutch to slip, and it'll thin the oil out. Nah. You don't actually put that much in. What does it say on here? 1 ounce for every quart of oil in the crankcase. So yeah, you're going to be putting about 3 ounce in there. About 3 or 4 ounce. You know, it's not going to cause. I mean, I wouldn't put it in right at the beginning. You know, like when you first change your oil, don't put it in right at the beginning and then run your bike later, because I wouldn't do that. It's just before you're going to change your oil. Do it then. So I'm just going to stick some official data sheets on. Quickly look through this. It'll have like a description on each one, and then it'll show you what actually seafoam the company says for each part. So I'll quickly stick them on, and you can pause the video and have a read through them. Well, the video's coming to an end now. One last little thing. If you're going to put your bike in storage, put in per gallon, American gallon that is, put 1 ounce in your fuel. So if you fill the fuel up, 18 litres, that's 3.9, 4, 4, 8, 12, 16, 4, 6, 5. So you put 5 fluid ounces in, which is 150 millilitres. Actually, no, it's a bit more than that, isn't it? But yeah, that'll be fine though for just storage. So then, what that'll do, that'll stop your fuel going off, and it can last up to 24 months, I reckon. But if you're just going to keep it in storage for over like the winter, or 12 months, that's brilliant. That is, because you can just put that in. Try and fill your tank right up as well, because it stops the tank kind of rusting or going a bit funny inside. And then what you do is, when it comes round to, you know, when you start riding again, you've got to do no preparation. All you do is start your bike up and it's ready to go. Stops the fuel like turning to gel. Stops it like going off. I'm going to put some more literature on there as well. There's another little bit. Just read through it, and it's an email from Seafoam about putting it in, because there's a lot of people say, oh, you can't put it in the oil, you can't put it in the oil. Yeah, you can put it in the oil, and it's fine. People go on about, oh, the friction plates, it'll mess them up because it's got lubricants in it. No, oil's got lubricants in it as well, isn't it? So, you know, have a quick read through that. I'll say, it just gets you clued up. You know, it's no good going into something just on what other people say. Just have a read through the official notes and the official stuff. And I mean, I've only just put this through my bike and it's running better straight away. And if you leave it in there for, like I say, that's what's in my fuel now, because it's sitting in the carbs and it's gone all through. I know it's a diluted version of it, but it still goes to work. So it sits there doing its thing. And there's another rumour that goes around as well, that it perishes rubber and it ruins rubber seals, things like that. No, it doesn't. There's been loads of tests of people doing that. They've put rubber seals in. There was one test I seen where somebody put rubber seals in neat Seafoam for 3 years, and they took it out and it done nothing. It did absolutely nothing. So, yeah, have a read through these notes, see what you think. And then right at the end, I'm just going to show you the engine running. Before, it used to rev up and it used to come down pretty slow. Sometimes it used to dip, but if I just show you now, it's running perfect. Right then, anyway, I'll say it right now. So, till next time, thanks for watching.